this moment in hockey history. Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division after 56 games skated. They currently have a record of 29, 25, and 2. They have 60 points on the year. On the road, which is where their next game will take place in Los Angeles, the Predators have an impressive record of 15, 10, and 2. They've scored 172 goals on the season. They've given up 182 goals against. They have a goal differential of -10. Now, I mentioned they have 60 points, so before we get into the LA Kings matchup, let's talk about the updated Central Division end of critical importance to this episode, wild card standing. So let's start with the Central. Dallas is in first place with 76 points on the season after 57 games skated. Colorado Avalanche have also skated in 57 games. They have 74 points. They are 2 points behind first place. The Winnipeg Jets have skated in 3 fewer games than the 2 teams above them in the standings and have 73 points, finding themselves 1 point behind second, 3 points behind first. These 3 teams are going to continue to do this 3-team weave thing all the way through the end of the season, and it will be determined probably in the final periods of the season who wins the Central and who ends up kind of trapped in the 2-3 matchup. Someone is definitely getting eliminated in the first round that is going to be a quality Central Division team. So we're developing the 3-team weave at the top of the Central, and then below that, we're developing a wild card pack, and the St. Louis Blues are currently in 4th place with 60 points. They've skated in 55 games. The Preds have skated in 56 games, also have 66 points, so they are currently in 5th place. The Minnesota Wild have 58 points in 6th place. The Arizona Coyotes have fallen off the pace considerably as of late, are now 8 points behind even Minnesota, 10 points behind Nashville in 7th place with 50 overall in the division. Chicago Blackhawks have 33 points. So we've developed 3 distinct tiers in the Central Division. The 3-team weave for the Central Division title, which I believe will continue to be those 3 teams. The chase pack of the wild card being St. Louis, Nashville, and Minnesota. And I do believe all 3 of those teams are going to remain in the chase throughout the rest of the season. Arizona seems to be sliding out of it, and of course Chicago is completely out of it. In the wild card right now, LA, which is the Nashville Predators' next opponent, holds the first wild card spot with 66 points. The St. Louis Blues hold the second wild card spot with 60 points. So the LA Kings' red hot streak as of late has created some separation in the wild card. The Blues 6 points behind wild card 1. The Nashville Predators, first team on the outside looking in, same number of points as St. Louis, but again, due to tiebreakers, the Preds have played 1 more game than St. Louis on the season. Minnesota has 58 points. They are 2 points behind Nashville and St. Louis. Minnesota would have to jump over 2 teams, though, to get into a current wild card spot. So that's got you updated, and you can see the pivotal nature of the LA Kings game for the Nashville Predators coming up. It's the hinge game of the 5-game road trip. 2 complete, 2 to go after this. LA, the current stop that we're previewing right now, Saturday at San Jose, Sunday at Anaheim. That'll wrap up the 5-game road trip. It has been a quick, compact West Coast road trip for this Nashville Predators team. Tuesday back home to face off against the Ottawa Senators on the 29th of February versus the Minnesota Wild at Bridgestone Arena. On the 2nd of March, it's going to be versus the Colorado Avalanche at Bridgestone Arena. That's going to be the first game of March, and the Colorado Avalanche is coming to town. Now, the season series between the Nashville Predators and the LA Kings, well, this is it. This will be the 3rd and final regular season meeting between these 2 teams. It was back on the 18th of January when the Predators were in LA for the first time and defeated LA 2-1. UC Saros got Starr picked up the victory, 33 out of 34. It was O'Reilly leading the offensive charge with a goal and an assist for 2 points. Nyquist also chipped in the other goal. Riddick in net for LA, 31 out of 33, picked up the loss. Dowdy picked up the only goal in that game for LA. They would meet again in the month of January. It happened on the last day, January the 31st, at Bridgestone Arena. This time it would be LA scoring the victory, 4-2. UC Saros again gets the start. This time 20 out of 23 takes the loss. Forsberg and Tomasino score the goals for the Preds. Riddick gets the start again, picks up the victory this time, goes 40 out of 42. Fiala, Lewis, Turcotte, and Grunstrom score the goals for the LA Kings. So again, 2 regular season meetings in the books, 1 more to go, the one we're talking about right now. So the Predators have gone 1-1 on the season against LA, and they picked up 2 out of possible 4 points, and they have been outscored 5-4 by LA. So it's been incredibly close, but the LA Kings are a much hotter team right now than perhaps at any point in time when the Nashville Predators have had the opportunity to face them. The LA Kings started the season incredibly hot, as everyone knows. and then slacked and slowed, and that's when the Nashville Predators managed to play them twice in January. Now, quite on the rebound. So let's talk about this LA Kings team before we drill down and put the microscope on this individual game matchup and the NHL rankings and the numbers. The Kings are 28, 16, and 10 overall in the season. They have 66 points. That's fourth in the Pacific, currently holding wild card 1, as we've already covered. On home ice, not the best overall record, 10, 9, and 6. But again, a lot of that came during the slump that the LA Kings fell into. 170 goals scored on the season, 146 goals given up on the season. That's a goal differential of plus 24. Now, most recently, the LA Kings have taken off and are red hot coming out of the All-Star break. On the 13th of February, it was a 7-0 loss at Buffalo, but on the 15th, a 2-1 win at New Jersey, followed up on the 17th with a 5-4 overtime win at the Boston Bruins. On the 18th of February, a 2-1 win at Pittsburgh, and most recently on home ice on the 20th of February, 5-1 win versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Talbot got the start, picked up the victory, going 32 out of 33. And the LA Kings were simply dominant in that game, including potentially one of the entirety goals of the year that's probably going to go on the season-ending highlight reel comes out of that game. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. Now let's talk about the individual matchup in the game and the two teams playing in this game. The goals for category, 3.13 for the Los Angeles Kings is 15th best in the NHL, while the Predators are 3.04 per game. That is 19th overall in the NHL. The goals against category, LA 2.61, third overall. That's right, third overall in the National Hockey League. The Predators 3.25 is 21st. In the shots for category, LA generating 33.5 on net per game is third best in the league, while the Predators generating 31.2 on net per game is 15th in the National Hockey League. In the shots against category, the LA Kings, another top 10 metric right here, 28.3 against. That's fifth, while the Predators 30.6 against is 20th. When it comes to the special teams, the LA Kings are going to be in the superior side of both of these particular metrics. On the power play, the Kings are converting at 22.1%. That's 15th best in the National Hockey League, 38 scores on 172 opportunities. The Nashville Predators power play is converting at 19%. That's 21st in the National Hockey League, 37 out of 195. In the penalty kill categories, 86.7% is the kill rate for the LA Kings. That is the best in the NHL, first overall, and the 23 power play goals against given up is also the best, as in the least amount of power play goals given up on the entire season. The Nashville Predators are killing off 75.4%. That's 26th, quite a bit of difference, 25 positions between the Kings and the Predators in the rankings. 26th overall, 44 power play goals against. So again, the Nashville Predators are giving up almost 2 times the amount of power play goals against as well. When it comes to each and every team, they have plenty of high-skilled individuals, so we always like to go through the top 5 in the scoring leaders in individual statistics. For the visiting Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg at 26 goals, 29 assists, 55 points on the season. The captain, Roman Josi, had 11 goals and 41 assists for 52 points. Ryan O'Reilly's at 20 goals and 27 assists for 47 points. Nike was 13 and 30 for 43. And Tommy Novak, 12 goals, 16 assists, 28 points on the season. Your goaltending numbers. Kevin Lankinen now 7 and 4 on the season, a .888 save percentage, 3.32 goals against average. Now, those numbers aren't particularly great looking, but that win-loss record at 7 and 4 is impressive for a backup for this Nashville Predators team. UC Saros is at 21 and 2, a .902 save percentage, 3.02 goals against average, has 2 shutouts on the season. Over on the LA Kings side of the statistical ledger, it's Kempe leading the Kings in scoring, 19 goals and 20 assists for 48 points. Anze Kopitar, 17 goals, 20 assists for 45 points. The ageless one, Anze Kopitar. Kevin Fiala always looks to exact a little bit of revenge against the Nashville Predators, 14 goals, 30 assists for 44 points, putting together another nice offensive season. Quinton Byfield, 18 goals, 24 assists, 42 points. Let me just pause briefly and talk about that 18th goal. Easily will be on the season-ending highlight reel for the 2023-2024 NHL season. It was spectacular. It'll probably be shown at the awards ceremony as part of the plays of the year. No doubt, you need to see it yourself. It's an incredible individual effort, and it's an incredible show of power and strength. We've seen Byfield against Nashville Predators use his body, use his size, use his strength to make plays happen, to hold off defenders, but this was another level. Byfield is a player that more people need to be paying attention to. So I just want to take a second to talk about Byfield because it's just incredible. It's all over the net. You'll find it everywhere, trust me. Moore rounds out the top 5 in scoring for the LA Kings. 21 goals, 18 assists for 37 points. Lost my place there for a second. Got really into talking about that Byfield goal. It was that good. Talbot in net. Updated stats for him. 32 out of 33 in that last game. Pick up a victory. Now 16, 13, and 5 on the season. 9-13 save percentage. 2.53 goals against average with 2 shutouts on the year. Big save Dave Riddick. 8-2 and 3 at 9.19 save percentage. 2.25 goals against average. He also has a shutout on the year. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Purrs' next biggest game of the season in LA, taking on the Kings. It's game 3 of a 5-game road trip. The Predators so far doing pretty good on this road trip. We got to go back and find out what happened in game 2 of the road trip. It was in Vegas, not to stop Sphere to see you too, but to play the Golden Knights. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next on the Renegades of Puck Podcast.